we have the conclusion of 10 of Swords, and I gotta say, Hickman, you bastard. You pulled it off, man. Guys, make sure you RSVP for our first ever exclusive variant with Dynamite Comics. The Indiegogo link is in the description below. What's going on, Geminites? Welcome back to the channel for the new Comic Book Day reviews. Today is Wednesday, November 25th. It's Thanksgiving week, and we have a ton of great books to discuss. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We have a huge giveaway that we're about to do a drawing for this weekend. So stay tuned to the end of the video for not only my pick of the week, but for the details on how to enter. Let's start off today's week with DC Future State. This is the free comic book, which kind of is a previews book of sorts to tell you what you can expect from the characters and the creative team for DC Future State. So it reads kind of like one of those previews books or one of those DC encyclopedias. It kind of looks at each character, tells you their origin. Some of them are from prior storylines. So not really essential. I mean, it is free, and I think they do have a store exclusive with a black border that you have to pay for. But that's all this is, in case you were wondering. Next up, we have Detective Comics issue 1031 by Peter J. Tomasi, Evely, and Lopez. This is Batman and Robin No More. So we're continuing this storyline, which I'm really enjoying. I like this whole anti-vigilante mob that's being built up by this mirror villain character. Artwork is great in here. I never have a problem with the art in the detective run. And we find out who's behind this whole mirror villain. It's kind of a throwback to a fan favorite storyline, which I'm not going to spoil for you guys. But I'm digging this run, man. I think the backup Batman story is good. Jumping over to The Flash, we got issue 766 with Schnick, Conrad, and Hi-Fi. First of all, let me tell you something about Conrad and Hi-Fi. The art in The Flash is amazing. It's been amazing from the start, and the coloring is some of the best in comic books right now. Vibrant, good like effects. I don't know, it's immaculate. The story, I'm liking the story. This whole I forget the guy's name, man, with the stone, or he's got the different, I forget his name. Anyway, basically we get to see Barry Allen as the Flash outwit this villain using chemistry, right? So the story's okay. I mean, I gotta be honest, I enjoyed this. I know there was big shoes to fill here, and I enjoyed the story ever since Schnick took over. All right, from the Batman White Knight universe, we have Harley Quinn issue 2 by Katana Collins. You have the plot by Sean Murphy, Matteo Scalera, and Dave Stewart. So this issue, I remember when I was reading this, I'm like, man, they're giving us a lot of story here. And a lot of it is surrounded by Harley Quinn's background in this universe with Joker, with Jack Napier, and how she kind of witnessed him change from Jack to the Joker. So definitely a different take on their relationship and the timeline of him being Joker, her becoming Harley. But a nice little fight wrapping up the events from issue 1 with Neo Joker. That was a nice interaction. The banter was funny. It was spot on. Harley with her hyenas. I thought they did a lot of great play with those characters, with her and her hyenas. I thought that was fun. Overall, it felt like a lot at first, but after I was done with the issue, I thought that it was a good issue. Moving over to Batman Beyond issue 49, Burned by the Black. This is by Jurgens, Pelletier, Ratmoon, and Sotomayor. So, I don't know. I'm not really digging the Batman Beyond storyline. I think the run's ending soon, so I'm just kind of riding it out. Basically, a Back to the Future plot. He's going into the past to stop the villain Black from implanting some kind of kill switch in Bruce Wayne that goes off in the Batman Beyond future. The story's cliche. It's whatever. The art is okay. The art's pretty decent, especially the scenes in the fire with Batman seeing Batman Beyond kind of veiled in the flames. And a little kind of twist at the end. It's okay. I mean, he's Dan Jurgens, which is pretty interesting. And it's funny that he's tackling this time story when he did Zero Hour, which was so much more convoluted. This was kind of a cliche time travel story. All right, Dark Knight's Death Metal, The Multiverse Who Laughs. This is a $6 book, which is not worth $6. It has a team of creators: Snyder, Tiny, and Williamson, Oswald, Palmiotti. A lot of great names, but not a lot of great content. I think we were praising this run for having good one-shots that really tied into the main storyline, and this one didn't really do it. A lot of randomness that doesn't matter in the main story. Some of the artwork I enjoyed. I enjoyed the first story with the Robin King kind of telling a scary story to the Robin Crows and kind of giving you these dark multiverse characters that aren't Batman, like a dark multiverse Superman that's just a bad Superman or just a bad Aquaman. So I thought that was pretty interesting. All the other stories were terrible. Terrible Crypto story. Kind of an interesting Green Arrow with a Parallax Hal Jordan story. But otherwise, you guys, for a $6 book, you can skip this one. Moving over to Marvel, we have the conclusion of 10 of Swords. And I got to say, Hickman, you bastard. You pulled it off, man. The last 6 issues, I didn't like the direction that the story went into. So for the last 2 weeks, I kind of have been bashing 10 of Swords. But just like I saw a lot of you guys in the comments say, man, let Hickman do his thing and he'll pull it together. So X-Men 15 is part 20 out of 22, 10 of Swords. You got Asrar and Go on the team as well. This issue, first of all, the art is beautiful on this. I like the scenery. The colors are really vibrant and they really pop. This is basically Cyclops and Jean get the distress call from Cable over there in Otherworld that this ain't going so well. So a great interaction with Cyclops and Jean going to the Quiet Council, trying to explain to Professor X, Magneto, Sinister, and them what they're about to do against their wishes. Because Krakoa is now a government, it's a nation, right? So you can't just go willy-nilly Black Ops style to get things done. So very cool father-mother moment here, which leads into the next chapter, which is Excalibur 15, which is chapter 21. This is by Tini Howard, Asrar as well, Go as well, but you also have Caselli and Rosenberg. So this issue, it kind of plays out like Act 3 of an Avengers movie. It's basically, okay, the events of the tournament happen, now we're in this big army versus army type of story. So I did enjoy it. I kind of liked the direction it went. There was a lot of silliness in the tournament, and this is basically the end game of 10 of Swords. Artwork, I thought was okay. It wasn't as strong as in the X-Men title. It was a lot more of a battle type of scene, so there was a lot going on. But then we get into the last issue, the conclusion of 10 of Swords with Destruction. This is by Hickman, Tini Howard, Larraz, and Garcia. It's the finale, so it didn't really end the way that I expected it to end. And I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers, but, we had the big battle with Apocalypse and his wife, so we get the conclusion, what happens there, what happens at the end of the tournament. I mean, we definitely find out, and it sets up an interesting new world for the continuing Dawn of X titles, man. There's going to be a new dynamic introduced moving forward. So I liked it, and I don't want to talk spoilers, man. I mean, the Saturnine, is that how you say her name? She kind of got what she wanted. We figure out what her whole plot was the whole time. So, they wrapped it up. This event started very strong. I really liked the Gathering of the Swords. I think the tournament was handled poorly. I don't know why they went with that comedic route, but I think that they ended it respectfully, right? Where it started respectfully and it got too zany, they brought it back. So they wheeled it back in. So that's how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about the ending of 10 of Swords? Drop me a comment below. We're on to Daredevil, issue 24. Chip Zdarsky. We have Hawthorne, Mayer, and Iacono. Is that how you say that? Daredevil on trial. Well, pre-trial. So that's where we're at here. If you guys have been following on, Daredevil is going to go on trial as Daredevil for the accidental murder of somebody, like in the beginning of this run. Like, we're still talking about this. So, I really did like the end of this issue. I didn't like the whole really first 2/3 of this book. They're introducing his brother. He's kind of being Matt's stand-in while Matt's Daredevil. They're bringing in Katie. Is it Katie? His old flame. I don't know. I don't really like that whole dynamic, but I really do like the last scenes in the courtroom here, and I'm excited to see Daredevil locked up like Akon. Dr. Doom, issue 9 by Christopher Cantwell, Salvador La Roca, and Guru EFX. Guru EFX, man, coloring a lot of stuff. So I like this whole run, except for the last issue. It was too much like a novel. This one kind of started off like that too, and I'm like, man, you guys are really going to kill. This run ends, I think, with the next issue. But very interesting turn of events. Doom has basically been tasked to clean up Reed Richards' failure. They tried to create a man-made black hole to do something. I don't even remember. But Doom has to save the world, and it kind of is, you get a lot of insight on inside Doom's mind and how Reed kind of, whether he intentionally or unintentionally messes with his mind and has him question his plan. So I thought it was a cool issue. I like the artwork here. I think the artwork's clean. The Doom stuff, the Doom bots, pretty interesting. So kind of brought me back with issue 9. Let's talk about Peter David's Maestro issue 4 with Herman Peralta and Jesus Albertov. Yo, Maestro is one of the strongest Marvel titles right now. Killer. I kind of thought they were playing on a different angle or a different version of Future's End. Is that what it is? When Hulk is Maestro. But, you know, in this run, Hercules is Maestro. But is he? It kind of looks like we see how Hulk becomes the Maestro and the ruler of this world. Awesome fight scenes, super sneaky stuff from Hulk here. Great artwork as well. Strong title. Oh, God. Let's go to Power Pack issue 1. Who is this by, man? This is by Ryan North, Nico Leon, Rachelle Rosenberg. So I wanted to start this new thing where I have my pick of the week, but I have my pick of the week. And this would definitely get it, but I feel bad because it just seems like it's geared toward a younger audience. And it feels bad to give it pick of the week because it's not for me. You know, it's for a younger crowd. I mean, it starts off with what looks like how a 3-year-old would draw a comic book intentionally because that's within the story. And then the characters themselves, they have a more kiddie-like art style throughout this book. Story is super unappealing to me. I didn't grow up with Power Pack, although I did like their tie-ins during X-Men Inferno, but this is going to be a hard pass from me. Sorry if you're a die-hard Power Pack fan, but it just didn't even feel like the other Power Pack stuff that I read. All right, guys, I know that I said I was going to stop reading digital, right? But the thing is, I get the image PDFs early. So like last Friday, I just got bored and I read them. So I read Stillwater issue 3, which came out last week that I missed somehow. I love this book. Chip Zdarsky, Ramon K. Perez, Mike Spicer. This might have got pick of the week last week, man. I love this book. I love what they did in this issue, kind of telling the rules of Stillwater through the conversation with the doctor. So I tweeted about this. I tagged Chip. He gave me a like, so I kind of felt, you know, all warm and fuzzy inside. I love Stillwater. You guys should be reading that. Can you tell that the pick of the week is going to be an indie book? All right, talk about indie books. We have from Valiant. I haven't read a Valiant book in so long. Exo Manowar issue 2. He is definitely my favorite Valiant hero and is written by Dennis Hopeless Hallam, who we had during a live interview on the show. So a friend of the channel. Then we have Emilio Leeso, Ruth Redmond, Hassan Oatsmain, and Alejo. I think I said like half of those names wrong. Anyway, there's been a long hiatus. Issue 1 came out pre-pandemic, so then we have issue 2. I'm excited to be reading it. It wasn't like a groundbreaking issue. They just kind of are introducing this benefactor, this Tony Stark type character who's going to basically help XO because he's going at it alone and he's making all kinds of mistakes. So we'll see how that turns out. I feel like this guy's going to end up being a villain or the guy behind all the mistakes, but we'll see how it goes. I'll continue to read XO. All right, we got Spawn 312, Todd McFarlane and Carlo Barberi, who did amazing artwork on this. The artwork was really strong here. I had to check to see if it was Todd who did the interiors. So, super cool issue. Cult of the Omega, Part 2. It's cool to see the interactions between Spawn and Jim Downing, who I was reading when Jim Downing became Spawn, and he was like this Messiah-type archetype. But, yeah, Spawn babysitting this zombie version of Cygor and Overkill, and then it's focusing more in the beginning on Gunslinger Spawn. So it was a fun issue, greatly drawn issue. The story, I feel like we got to get to an ending pretty soon, but otherwise it's still enjoyable. All right, man, these last 2 issues, I really struggle with what to give pick of the week, but we're going to start off with Department of Truth, issue 3, James Tynion the 4th, Simmons and Bidikar. Guys, you got to be reading Department of Truth. It's such a mind-blowing, really makes you think. It deals with conspiracy theories and how they became real. How do you make things not become real? It all has to do with what you believe in, right? So, super cool story here. The artwork is a hazy kind of dreamscape type art that really lends well to the story. The story in this issue has a mother who almost looks like she took a payout and recorded a video to set up her kid in some type of shooting, although she doesn't recall it because of the way that this world works with what you see on the news. And the more that you see something, the more that becomes real. Super mind-blowing, awesome run. It's almost like a tie pick of the week, but the true pick of the week has got to be Scumbag Issue 2 by Rick Remender, Robinson, and Dionisio. I'm just a sucker for this vulgar, doesn't give a shit character. This scumbag character who, trying to do drugs, injected himself with this future-saving serum. You know, you have somebody from the future, this agency who's kind of come to the past to make sure that he follows through and saves the world. He wasn't supposed to be the one in charge of this, but, you know, things happen. Basically bribing him with a briefcase full of drugs. It's just a fun story with crazy great dialogue, with amazing artwork that really just flows while you're reading these pages. I love Scumbag, and that's definitely the pick of the week. All right, guys, like I said, we're doing a giveaway. Once we hit 97,500 subscribers, we have 3 prizes. Here's how to enter. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is be subscribed to the channel, leave a like on this video, and comment below. Once we hit 97,500 subscribers, we're going to pick a random video where I promoted this giveaway and draw a winner based on a YouTube random comment generator during one of our live streams. You'll be able to tell when the winner is drawn because the live stream will say the subscriber number and giveaway in the title. So make sure that you're subscribed, leave a like and a comment, and good luck. All right, before I let you go, check out the Teespring account. We got these new TMNT homage shirts in stock right now. And check out that SpiderManBooth.com. They have the amazing Spider-Man Issue 1, the Golden Records reprint, signed by Stan Lee and with the Excelsior inscripted on the book as well. They have our mystery boxes. You get 5 comics of retail value. If you use the code GemMint at checkout, you will save $10. And one of those boxes will include this CGC book. That's SpiderManBooth.com. Use the code GemMint at checkout. Thanks for watching. You guys stay minty fresh. Peace.